Well, good afternoon, Big Brother fans, or late morning for some. It is Monday, July 11th. I just finished lunch, and I thought about recording a second podcast of the day. Went to load the app, and lo and behold, my first podcast never uploaded, which in some ways is probably a good thing, based on some stuff that transpired this morning for me personally in the Twitterverse. So, last night I tweeted out a link, and I tweeted it again this morning, a video of Daniel talking with Monty and Paloma and Nicole in the head of household room. And it was a video based on someone else's tweet. They had tweeted out that Daniel had said some things and was nasty based on what he said. And I personally had read that and said, he said that, or how was this nasty? And I went back and I found the time clip, which was like 2:08 in the morning or 2:07 in the morning yesterday. And the gist of it is that, and I've tweeted about this, so forgive me if you've seen it, but the gist of it is that he's talking to Paloma and Monty and again Nicole, and talking about, in theory, if he gives the news to Taylor that she's going to get nominated, which he didn't end up doing it, but this was like, suppose this happens. And in his talking about it, he said, if she talks about her being a liar, which is what he's been told, she's lying about all kinds of things, and he later on, I guess, said something that was kind of came across like, I knew she was this kind of a person, which that's not good. My whole emotions are torn here, because I'm like, I don't think these people are all bad people. I think they're just, I think they got into that house and things just went off the rails the second they got in there. But I digress. The point is, what Daniel said in that clip that I posted was, he said, I know if she does what I think she might do, something, I'm paraphrasing, but, and I know people like that, she might freak out and blow up and run around, and if anybody's feeling uncomfortable with that, they can come up here in the head of household and we can lock the door or something and let her run around downstairs. So I heard all of that. I watched all of that. And in my mind, it was like, all right, he talked about acting like an adult. He said, if she comes up to you and gets in your face, you can kind of just act like an adult and turn the other way or avoid it. And I was just like, and I'm watching Paloma, who was kind of like nodding her head, talking, getting all into it. And I just thought, okay, this is, Daniel isn't relishing this or isn't excited about it. He's trying to talk about it calmly. And yes, he did say, you can come up here and we can lock the door, and take that for what it is. But hand to my heart, as I'm watching him talk about this, I thought, okay, that's what he's saying. He's not relishing the idea of her getting upset and running around and screaming. Now, what I didn't get, and I just didn't, and I read some replies now, and it's like, okay, I can understand these comments and where these other people are coming from, is that some people read that, and they looked at it as, from their perspective, that Daniel is implying, or that Daniel feels that because Taylor is a black woman, that would be her default reaction, that black women will be more likely to blow up and scream and yell and run around the house. These are these are where you hear these terms, microaggressions, or implicit bias. These are the kind of phrases that you hear talked about this kind of thing. And so, I actually can understand how some people would interpret it that way. I do. I didn't, for sure. And I honestly don't think Daniel was thinking that either, at least not intentionally when he said it. But I can understand how someone reading it or seeing it could take it that way. And this sucks. This is what sucks about some of these things now, that there's all of these things that they've always been there, but we're really examining them deeply now, which we should, and we should do a better job at doing this stuff and handling this stuff. And so, I put out my tweet, and I had a couple of people push back on me, and I said, "Oh wow, you're right. I didn't realize that." What's disheartening in some ways is that I am trying my best to understand other people's views, to see how other people see it, to have logical discussions, and I still feel like I'm getting attacked a lot of the time, and it just sucks, and it just is disheartening, and it just makes me want to go like, screw it, I don't want to do this anymore. But I keep coming back to it because I do enjoy the game aspect of Big Brother, and I still want to watch these interactions and stuff, and I want to learn from them. So I wouldn't say I'm quitting. I'm not quitting. I'm going to carry on, and because I just enjoy, when it's not this way, I enjoy parts of it. I enjoy the gameplay, and so I really do, though, for what it's worth. And I don't know if any of these people that kind of, got on my case this last time that had a discussion with me, I don't know if they're going to hear this or not, but I hope they do. But even if they don't, I hope there are some of you that hear it that understand what I'm saying and know that I am trying to do a decent job here. I know there's lots of words I can say that it's be like, yeah, you're just saying that. So I'm trying not to just go with the standard, catchphrases or words or the easy outs. I'm not trying to do that. I really am trying to understand what's going on. I want things to get fixed. I don't know. Now so let me go off on a slight tangent because I had an offline conversation. Oh, by the way, on Twitter, my DMs are open. If anybody wants to message me privately and either read me the riot act or ask me a question, I will gladly respond. Assuming that it seems like it's coming from a real place and not just someone looking to stir the pot. But I will. I actually tried with the two of the people that kind of came at me. I wanted to DM them and reach out to them and kind of have a conversation, not in the public sector where everybody could just dissect what I was saying. And in this case, I couldn't message either of them. And so I just kind of like, all right, fine. I'm not going to try to push. I replied to everybody. I think I've replied to almost everybody that addresses me about, things. I'm doing my best, man. But anyways, one of my friends online made a comment about, and it has been said that some of these house guests knew about a pageant girl coming into the house beforehand. It was definitely leaked out there as a spoiler, oh my gosh, we have some inside information on the cast. And apparently the house guests saw that. I don't know the level of detail it was. I remember them saying something like I thought it was someone from the East Coast that was a pageant winner, and technically Taylor's from Michigan, but I think Taylor did go to college in Washington, D.C., so maybe that's why she was labeled as East. I'm not sure, but also mentioning a high IQ. So there was actually, and it's true, there was some expectations set up online by people chatting when that came out there as a possibility, and they were not positive because sometimes the pageant type of castmates in the past have not always been the best. And so I think some preconceived notions were set among the house guests that saw those rumors when they went in and figured out which one they thought was the pageant person, or when they found out that entry night who it was. I think some of them latched onto it and used it as a reason to kind of attack them. So that's kind of sucks. So I'm way torn on all of this. I don't know, man. I'm hoping they can dig themselves out of a hole, but I just don't know if they can. And so I'm sorry for this car cast this morning is not full of fun stuff and here's what happened and da da. Yeah, there's not that talking. It's been kind of just the house guests are all going through stuff. Paloma is just, oh my God, she is just nonstop craziness, and I'd love to talk about that, but and I did that on my earlier one, but I'm not going to do it on this one because since I did this one, I had all this happen online. I really want to address it. So I really still do think that Daniel is going to put up Taylor in Michael's place because Michael won the power veto, and I just don't know how that's going to go down or how it's going to go over with a lot of the online community. And I'm saying I'm hopeful that maybe this twist is going to get someone like Paloma out instead of Taylor, if that's what it comes to. But the plan is to nominate Taylor and to get her voted out. Although it does seem like some of the House has been getting some feedback from the diary room or something, because some of them are starting to doubt themselves or doubt their how they think things are going, or if they think it's the right thing to do, or what has Taylor ever done to me? Those kind of questioning and stuff. So maybe, but I don't. But then the option is to vote out Terrence. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I'm gonna take a few deep breaths today. I'm gonna hope that things get a little bit better. I'm gonna hope that I can get back online and have a positive discourse with people, but I do get this feeling sometimes that people look at me as an enemy instead of someone who's trying to be positive. I think, but when I've defended Daniel, I'm getting jumped on because Daniel is obviously the one putting up some of these people, and some of the things Daniel said have not been the best. What's interesting about I'm not doing it. Nothing. I'm stepping aside where I was going to go with that. I'm not going with that one. And I realized no one knows what I was going to go to, but it's like, yeah, that could go down. It's just I'm choosing my words carefully too. It just, yeah, it is what it is. It's just tough. I every once in a while I think, oh, if I went on Big Brother, and it's times like this, like, why the hell would I go on that show? I would not last. I mean, first of all, I am the white guy, and I'm the older white guy, so I would be the easy pickings. I would be the easiest one to get out very early on, and I just don't see it. Plus, honest to goodness, if I went in there, I would imagine I would just get roasted online. People would look up, oh, this is this guy, and this is his stuff, and just looking for stuff and reasons to things I've said online in the past, which, frankly, I've said it to somebody's been coming after me lately, and for things, and I've said, look, you are welcome to go dig through all of my timelines and find something that I've said that you think is offensive or something. And I'm not going to claim that there may not be something that may be potentially offensive, but I would point it out to me. Let's discuss it. Let's figure it out, and let's move forward. That's all I want to do. Is I just want to have good discussions with people. I want to learn, and I want to learn to do better. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm not people's enemies. I'm really not. All right, I'm feeling quite beat down right now. So with all that, on that happy note, I hope you guys are well. Yeah, it's going to be a tough week is all I can think. It's going to be a tough week. I'm going to try to lighten up a little bit, but I'm not trying to avoid the heavier stuff. But at some point, it's like, all right, why are we doing this if this is as negative as it's going to be? But I don't think the show's going to end. They're not going to pull everybody out. It's going to go on for the whole summer, so I'm going to try to salvage something and report on stuff at least. Just I don't know. Yeah. Okay. 6 days in, folks. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys either later today or tomorrow. But I appreciate your support. Really do. And be nice to each other out there. Do your best. Do not assume the worst when somebody says something. Try to educate them if you think they are misinformed or don't understand something. Take a little bit of extra effort to communicate and have a dialogue. That's all I can suggest. Because that's the way that we get better at stuff. Okay? Thanks. Bye.